distance, you can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Okay, buddy.
We clear?
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Universal Broadcasting Network's hit afternoon show, bringing you the latest in music news, artist interviews, and more, with your hosts, Lauren Dair Owens, Ariel Fournier, and Adam Lusk. This is The Music Project.
Hey everyone, it's Lauren Dair Owens.
It's Adam Lusk.
And
Yeah,
Taylor's
today,
my little fill-in because Ariel's not here, and we actually have two little fanboys in the room.
Yeah, I'm one of them today.
I have a feeling that I'm not going to get very many questions in today, so.
I have so many questions.
Why do you have so many questions, Adam?
Because
I have a lot of questions too.
yeah, today in the studio we have a wonderful gentleman named Cobus, right?
What's up, guys?
Yeah, he is a well-known internet drummer. Well-known internet drummer. And like, to be honest, I've been watching you since I was in like 7th grade, and I graduated high school like this year.
That's crazy, man.
And like
Don't make him feel
like-
old. Don't say that.
like a rad kind of crazy, the best kind of crazy.
yeah, like I remember I was in an Avenged Sevenfold tribute band for a long time.
Oh, that's so cool.
And like you did, I think it was your cover of Bat Country.
That was a long time ago when I still had the long hair emo
Yeah,
look. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
And like I studied that video so much, and now I play the song like just like your cover.
Dude, that's so rad.
I remember when I was in 6th grade. I remember you put the toms, like 2 toms to the side.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did that same exact thing.
Man, that's so cool. Dang it.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
Makes me wish I was a drummer. I can barely keep time.
oh jeez.
Good
So,
story, though.
but you're here, not
Yeah.
with your band, but you're here, representing your band Ventura.
That's true.
Lights, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. How did that all get started? Because it was like the YouTube band.
YouTube
right?
band project, exactly. So I did these covers. I've been doing covers for, when did I start? 2007, I guess. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the YouTube band project, which is kind of a culmination of doing covers, and got a surprising amount of exposure. Like I never expected the amount of exposure that I got. I never expected to be like to get these kind of compliments from people. Never. I thought I was gonna be like an engineer, kid from a small town in South Africa. I was happy, and then the videos just blew up. And love doing the covers, but then I've always been most passionate about the original music. So the YouTube band project, which is kind of a combination of this whole journey and just wanting to make music that didn't exist before I made it.
Yeah.
It's like not just covering stuff, because I've always tried to be really creative with covers, but like what's more creative than making something that didn't exist?
Yeah.
So
Let's start from like the beginning of everything and
Cool.
how you got started with, making YouTube videos.
I was born in 1986. I'm just kidding.
Where were you born? But so you started with YouTube videos of you just covering random songs and making your own renditions and drum covers. Like you have your cover of pop songs and
Yeah.
dubstep songs. But then
Jonas
you have
Brothers.
Yeah. But then you have your covers of like heavy metal songs where you
yeah.
do your own things on there, and you have these awesome fills. So like, how did you even start drumming in the first place?
Well, I started in 2002 when I was 16, so I started quite late. A lot of guys started a lot earlier. And I'd never before that point had access to the drum set. I never thought I would be able to play it. I didn't really have an interest in it. It didn't really exist in my framework. And I played. Well, I was part of a church, and we went out on a church outreach. And this church that we went to, they had a drum set, and the one guy said, "Do you guys want to try and play a basic rock beat?" And he just showed us, and I sat down and I could just play it. Instant obsession.
So
like
it's just
crazy
natural,
obsession.
and you're like, gotta play.
And I was like, because the thing is, like, I was never good at sports, So I was like, this is now I know what it feels like to be good at something. Because I was like, I can actually play the drums, and so that's just when it started. And I got really into audio and video production when I went to college. So much so that I pretty much failed all my classes and didn't go to class and just taught myself production. But that's a different story. And yeah, and then the production side of things and the drumming just came together, and I made these videos. Just for the heck of it, try to make them as good as possible, because that's how I roll. It's just my personality.
That's the best way to do it, am I right?
I can't just do stuff halfway, And so I did it as best as I could, and then uploaded it to YouTube, which was at that stage really new, and it was like 2006, like I said.
So
7.
why did you pick this form? Like, why did you pick to, you know, film yourself making drum covers and record the audio and then post them to YouTube? Did you have an intention of, you know, showing people?
Well, I think it's crazy, man. Like I've had this conversation with many people, and not just like in the social media realm, but many people that have done interesting things on different platforms, and it's like a right place, right time thing.
We actually have a phone call. If you want to take this real quick.
Yes.
Ready? Yes.
Bring it.
Hey, you're on the Music Project talking to Cobus.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, this is Justin from Ventura Lights.
Oh!
Hey, Justin.
Justin, do you have a question? I'm just kidding. What's up, bro?
My question is, I hope I called the right number. This is the right number.
Yes.
You called the right number.
Right number, actually.
Dude, I was like getting all nervous. I was expecting like a question that I had to answer on air, and now it's just my bandmate, so now I feel all comfortable.
Awesome.
How are you doing?
Go ahead.
I wasn't. I asked Justin how
We're
he was
talking to
doing.
Justin
Sorry.
right now.
Sorry. Do you have a question?
Hey, I can barely hear you guys, but I'm gonna try to make this not be a train wreck. But I think you're asking me how I'm doing. I'm gonna say I'm doing fantastic.
That was
Awesome.
the question. That was the question.
Awesome.
Okay. So back to me. I've got so many questions. I'm like fangirling. So you guys started by, you know, getting a YouTube collaboration of, you know, cover bands, and then how'd you get like hooked up with all these guys?
So I got the idea for the YouTube band project. It was a extremely big idea. So like stupidly big. That's like how I roll. And then the people that I worked with, we kind of filtered it down and got it to a point where it's like reasonable, practical. And we used Kickstarter to fund the campaign. So we raised the funds for the campaign. We asked for $35,000 for the whole thing, which if we only got $35,000 would have been a totally different, because we did our best with the budget, but it was like way too low. But we got that in like 48 hours, which is crazy.
So you just got so much money?
No. Actually, at the end of the day, we got 52,000, yeah. And the crazy thing is, I mean, to be perfectly transparent with you guys, that was like half of what we needed. So, because it like flew the guys to LA, we were in the studio for a month. And the project, like the quality of the project just like blew up. But that's like a different story. But it was like a really big idea. Crowdsourced the money, funded it. I auditioned the guys using YouTube. So they submitted audition videos. Picked the guys, got about 450 auditions, which was awesome. And picked the guys, flew them to LA for a month, wrote and recorded an album in 30 days.
In 30 days.
And they were all over the world, like all over the place.
Well, all over the States, yeah.
Okay, cool.
The original idea was all over the world. That would have been interesting and amazing. But then Kickstarter said we raised almost 80,000, but a lot of the credit cards didn't go through. So I only got 52.
Gotcha.
Which is also another story.
Yeah, I gave $20,000, but somehow my credit card didn't run.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, bummer. I wanted to be supportive, but you know.
Was Justin, is it Justin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he one of the members that you guys auditioned?
Oh yeah. So got a few vocal auditions, and on this point, and maybe a little awkward because Justin's on the line right now.
Uh-oh.
I don't want his head to get too big, but the moment I saw, and I've told him this, so maybe it's not too bad. But the moment I saw his audition video, the first thought that went to my head was, please don't be an idiot. It's like, be a nice guy, because your voice is so good, and I really want to pick you. Just be a decent human being. Come on.
But that's a real thought. You're like, you have to get along with these people. You have
Totally,
to
for a month, right?
Yeah, in a closed space. Like,
And
make
then,
sure you
know,
like
a
them.
tour. You're going on tour.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So that's the first thought. I was like, man, this guy can sing like nothing else, but please be a decent human being. And he was the coolest guy ever. So
what was that like on your end, man? I'm talking to Justin, by the way.
Yeah, originally I started out and I was like, you know what, I saw Cobus's video and I was like, you know what, I've got to do something to get the word out. And the one thing that came to mind was, okay, I can audition, because at the time I didn't have money to do it, you know, to give to the project. So I was like, how can I help this guy out? And by spreading the word and just auditioning, I was like, well, that'll help put some more media online, to maybe get some other people to try out. So it was kind of one of those things where I wasn't really expecting to, you know, get the feedback that I received on the video after I posted it. And then down the line I heard from Cobus himself, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like,
So you originally did this just to help Cobus's project out?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, I I didn't start out, like a lot of other people, really young in music, and it was just kind of a hobby of mine. I didn't really think to myself that I would ever have a profession in it, or that I would do it for anything other than just a hobby. So for me, it was just more about getting the word out and helping something that was really cool, but in turn ended up being much more. So
That's awesome.
That's really
I
cool.
think that's been the cool thing about this project. Like, because Justin had a social media following at that point. He has this side project called Descendant Stranger, and he self-produces music. So, and he wanted to use that to kind of get the word out about the YouTube band project, which was amazing. But like, just on that point, so many people have said, especially like musicians have said, they were so inspired by the idea, of like doing things in such a new way and making original music, which was amazing for me to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
especially.
It's sort of spawned a whole generation of.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Like, I've seen so many cover videos of people who have never met and they're in a band together.
Yeah.
From around the country, around the world. Like, I was watching covers of, I can't remember what song, I think it was an Asking Alexandria cover of a song, and it's these two guys playing guitar together, and they're just in their they're in their homes, playing guitar to a camera, but they're together on screen. It looks like they're together.
Yeah.
But they've never met.
Like, technology really has like helped, I think, especially like Skype, voice memo, even things like that. I mean,
Like
I've had
crazy.
people from Nashville send me tracks and be like, okay, here you go. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
and they can just send it, and it's easy, and then you can like Skype, especially the
Totally.
sound quality
And
doesn't
Google
suck,
Hangouts,
and-
Google Hangouts. I want to say we did all the pre-production for our album Way Up Here using Google Hangouts.
That is so cool.
Yeah, every single like little piece of pre-production. So when we got into the studio, we had like what was it, like 30 demos or something, or 30 ideas that we worked on via Google Hangouts and stuff.
Wait, you guys played over Google Hangouts?
That was a little bit tricky, but like we discussed ideas, and somebody would go, actually, let me try record this riff, and they'll quickly do it and upload it to Google Drive. So we use Google Drive and Google Hangouts like crazy.
This is not a promotion for Google
No,
Drive.
but maybe a little
seriously.
bit thinly veiled. It is a really cool service.
If Google wants to sponsor us, that'd be fantastic.
with a
No.
few $1 million, that would be amazing.
Just a few.
Just a single project.
Exactly.
Wink, wink, Google.
I don't know where to look. I'm winking also.
Just in the general vicinity of cameras. So you did all the pre-production, and you guys were sending, tracks over to each other.
Yeah.
So at what point did it become, let's meet up in LA?
That was always the plan.
It was always the plan.
That was always the plan, to just do we just had to get a range of time where everybody was available. But like, that was always the plan, was to raise the money, audition the guys, get them to LA, specifically Drum Channel Studios, out in Oxnard for a month. So
For a month. And what was the recording process like?
it was intense, man.
Yeah.
It was like, because we only had 30 days, to do a full-length album.
Which
is crazy. Like, if you
Yeah.
tell musicians that, they go, no, come on, seriously. But the thing is, we had these demos going into the studio, which made a big difference.
Oh yeah.
So only one song was actually written in its entirety during the 30 days. The rest came from demo ideas and kind of vamping off demo ideas. But it was intense. We had a day by day packed schedule for sure to finish everything.
how many hours were you guys working a day? Like, was it?
So let's say 9. We woke up at like 8:30 at the studio at like 9, 9:15, and we'd usually stay until 8 or 9 p.m. So it's like 12-hour days.
So that's pretty.
Yeah,
solid.
there were definitely a few nights where it was up to like 16
Oh
hours.
my gosh! Yes.
I mean, we were, especially during the last week,
Yeah.
there were at least 4 or 5 nights where we were there until like 2 in the morning. So
Yeah.
Was there ever like some times where it's like, especially that last week when it was really getting down to like the crunch time, or like really getting heated and everything is just got to get this done? And
I mean, crunch time totally, but I don't think this is so interesting, but I don't think it ever got heated. But it's like, it's so weird for me. I've never told this story to anybody who's not like a close friend of the band, but there was one point where myself and the producer, we had like an interesting conversation. Because it was just like 30 days. I love him to death. Steve is my good friend, Steve. But after 30 days, man, like, you get really tired.
Oh no, it's
and the pressure's
especially
on.
like when you have like, you can think about having family at your house for a week, and by the time you're like, just go away,
Exactly.
I'm done. But it's a month.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's kind of like you're living together. You
Yeah.
have a couple hours apart, and then you're right back.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an explosion, but that is like the worst thing that happened. And the whole, like, we never had like any fights or really big disagreements. That was like the only point where like, and it's on the very last day. It was like on day 30.
Oh.
So we actually held out really well, and then on day 30,
That's
Steve,
really strong.
yeah.
That's
But I mean, like I said, Steve, like we're better friends for it, you know.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was really good. It was really good. Love Steve.
Awesome. Well, I think we're gonna play one of your songs that you guys.
Oh.
So what song do we got first, Garrett?
The Moment
The
by Ventura Lights.
All right.
This could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade away. I see your body trembling like you want to run away. Eyes focused on the exit so that you don't have to stay. This could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade away. There's no wisdom in our trying. There's no honor in the faint of heart. It's easy to keep dying. Courage demands a fight. Hey, this could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade. This could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade away. This could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade. This could be the moment that you've waited for. You've wasted enough of your days. And if you feel me, then I know that you know you won't let this fade away.
Awesome.
Welcome
Cool.
back.
Thank you.
That was cool. I just want to say hi to Shay Padilla, who came in like halfway through the first one. We never really acknowledged you because you came in late, but she's here. She's hanging out with us today as well. So if you hear another female voice, it's
probably me.
it's Adam.
It's definitely.
So yeah.
So, you guys only had one, fully like prepared song, and pretty much everything else was demos when you guys went to the studio. Is that what you were
Everything
saying?
we had tons of demos going into the studio, and only one song was written in its entirety while the band was out here. Yeah, from scratch.
Yeah. So when you got to the studio, what was it like to just be every day writing a song, recording it, and how were you guys writing your songs?
Did you just like go home and sleep afterwards? Like just like
There is no time for sleep.
No, the crazy thing is, I mean, if you guys have ever recorded, you know what it's like. It's like the most creative, inspiring. Like you go home at the end of the day, you're wasted tired, but it's like the best kind of wasted tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just
it's like just high. It's
yeah,
like this.
totally. It feels exactly like that, but you're like depleted.
Great reference.
But it's But it's the best feeling. And so like we worked really hard. And like I said, we had like a really tight deadline, but it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, no question.
It's kind of like when you go to an amazing concert and you're just like, you know, you're really into it, and you leave and you're so hyped. You're like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again.
And then you just crash.
Same thing, but like mentally, it's draining. It's not.
Totally.
I mean, not just physically, but mentally, you're just like, I can't think. I'm like, but it feels amazing. I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
So where was the inspiration coming from? You know, I know you pretty much had a pretty big inspiration and drive because you were in the studio with all the gear and the sound engineer right there going, come on, guys. But like, what were you guys, you know, writing about? What were you guys pulling your references?
Man, I could answer these questions all day long. Is Justin still on the line? I want to throw him a question because I feel bad.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yo, so did you hear the question?
Barely.
So what can I want you to answer this because I think you'd be able to answer it better. What was the main things that inspired us while we wrote the album in the 30 Days in Drum Channel? Like, what did we draw from?
I think the biggest subject matter was growth, like growth in ourselves, growth in our ability as musicians. I mean, because a lot of us were stepping into territory that we had not really ever stepped into. You know, like this is like I said before, like this is not something that I had done, and there was a lot of things that came to light that I knew in myself that I wanted to pursue, and yeah, man, like growth is a huge thing. I think even the title of the album, Way Up Here, kind of looks at that, like, you know, through. You know, it kind of sounds like it's a self-confident, like overly confident type of title, but I mean, really, it's kind of like our destiny that's going up to a higher realm of living. You know, like it's like you can kind of look back and say, like, wow, we accomplished that, and we made it way up here, and now we want to share that with you. So,
see, that's deep. See, I told you guys, Justin is a beast. That's so true, and I love the fact that that's like represented in tons of the lyrics. Like that's on like The Moment, especially the opening track is like all about this is the moment, don't be a wuss, step up, you know, take advantage, make the best of it. And that's reflected in many of the songs. Breaking Out, like tons of the songs in the album speak about being on that kind of the cusp of something bigger and something better, and like being brave enough to kind of
you guys were.
Definitely. And I think we all realized it. That's the thing. And like, especially being in the moment, we all realized, and I realized far beyond what I anticipated, the potential of this whole thing. And I was like, okay, now don't mess this up, but not to like to belittle it, but just seriously, like be a good steward, like make the best of this amazing opportunity and respect it and do your best, and then everything will be okay. But I think we were all on that same level.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. So
right now, fans are blowing up our chat rooms and Twitter and all this stuff, and we're getting a lot of questions.
Sweet.
So let's throw it over to the chat room. Let's get some questions going on.
Okay, so Sam Berger wanted to ask, what was the main vision behind the story you wanted to tell through the record, both lyrically and musically?
That is one of the best questions I've ever heard.
Like, what is the meaning of life?
Life, aka this album.
Yeah, exactly.
42 is the answer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're my favorite person right now.
Yes, thank you for getting
so many gig points right now. I think I know who that person is. Sam Berger is like a guy from South Africa who does covers. If I'm thinking of the right guy, he's an amazing artist. Google him, Samuel Berger. But oh gosh, such a big question. I think the main goal was like I've always been supremely surprised by the fact that people like respond positively to my videos. Like it was never like part of a strategic plan. I just wanted to make videos and just see what would happen. And the response has always been really surprising to me. And I've always wanted to like make the best of that and respect it, you know, and like really like it's a lot of attention. I always wanted to really value it and not take it for granted. And so I think that was like an underlying thing throughout this whole thing was like there's attention, there's encouragement. Then there was real money that people actually gave towards the project. So like people have really been investing into this thing for a long time, and I felt like that was like it was like gentle encouragement to go forward and to pursue the things you're most passionate about. And I think just like tying that into what Justin said about being in the cusp of something bigger, and having the bravery to kind of pursue it and take that jump and take that leap. That's all of these things kind of tied together. And I think that was kind of like a common denominator throughout the whole project, was just to like respect and appreciate the support and like do the best that you can with what you have. And yeah, it's kind of the underlying theme, I think.
This is such a deep interview right now.
Dang, yeah, Flip.
I know.
I felt that one right
Oprah
here.
moment.
Right here.
A single tear has been shed.
You mean you're on talk show, dude? It's like an hour every day
Just something inspirational every day.
on drumming and music.
Yes.
Let's
Do
go.
you have
Let's
anything
go.
else?
Before
ton.
there's a lot of
There's a
questions,
ton.
but I would just like to say we have the entire band on now.
Oh, we
Awesome.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
everybody is here on the call right now.
Hello, everybody that is here.
Hey guys.
What's up, guys?
That's BJ.
Hey, what's up?
That's Bear.
Hey, y'all.
That's Evan. Cool.
I like how you can tell. You're just like,
Yeah.
yep, that's,
Yeah.
yep,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Just by their grunt noises.
And the reason why I'm smiling, the reason why I'm smiling is because I've done so many hangouts with these guys. Like, I know the potential for awkwardness. That's like, that's here right now. Just like everybody's on a call, technology.
That actually reminds me of a question. What was it like? Your first call.
Yeah.
What was that like? You know, you guys all meeting each other and you're all just in a chat room and you know, guys, you're just so. What now?
That's
Hey.
exactly what it was like.
Hey,
It's exactly how
guys.
you think it was. It was like half excitement, half awkwardness.
So it's like, so what's everyone's favorite color?
Okay, maybe not that awkward. But there was like definitely like a fade in period where we're
So
getting
you
to
know
know each
nothing
other.
about each
No,
other. You kind
exactly.
of were like, okay, you guys are cool, but now I have to see if I actually like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or do we actually are we gonna work together? Or are
We
we
have
just
to make
gonna?
this work. Yeah.
Were you ever surprised by like how like they looked in person through then like on a computer screen?
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Everybody
I thought
says the
you were a
same
lot
thing.
taller."
Like that's the thing. Like people usually think I'm taller because my cymbal setup and my drum setup
Yeah.
is so low.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought when I first
Dang
met
it!
you.
I know. Everybody's always like, "Wow, you're short in real life." I'm like, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing that to my attention." But Evan, we all thought Evan was gonna be like a beast of a man, because he's got like big arms and stuff. We thought he was gonna be really tall, and he's just like a normal length guy.
Really?
Yeah, really. Maybe I'm gonna stop talking about that now. About like the things that we were surprised about before I offend somebody. But yeah. That's Evan, by the way.
That's too funny, man.
Here's another interesting tidbit for you guys. Evan really enjoyed being in the hangouts shirtless.
Evan.
Evan,
There's always
bassist.
there's always one guy.
There's one, but the thing
Always
is,
one.
One per chat.
to be fair, he could pull it off though. He's got the pecs for it.
Yeah,
But it
it's
was
a very
always
intimidating
like-
look.
No, it was just one of those things. Like I would finish training, sit down at my laptop, and then we're in a hangout, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So,
Forgot.
Did he-
I'll
Sure
just
you
sit
did.
here
Just
for the whole hour-long hangout.
conveniently.
Wait, did you
Yeah.
say that he's the bassist?
He's the bassist.
Well, that makes sense.
Wait, what?
The bassist is the one that's not allowed to wear a shirt. Like that's like
Wait, that is allowed or
Hey.
not allowed?
not allowed to wear a shirt. If you think about most bands,
But like I
the one
said-
that always takes their shirt off is the bassist.
to be fair though, he's the
I
one
thought it was
guy.
a drummer.
I don't do that.
I
I
think
don't do that.
drummer.
Drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a drummer too. It's the rhythm section.
It's the,
Yeah, totally.
just that.
Rhythm section.
I back you up on that. Yeah, maybe I'll join Evan on stage, shirtless.
Let's continue those
Man.
chat questions. I'm interested in what people think. And so,
Okay, the next one is from Adam Hepner. He asked Cobus, what's next? YouTube stuff like covers or expansion on Ventura Lights?
Ooh.
Both, man. Yeah, I'm.
Both.
Yeah,
Adam.
that's what's up. I'm never gonna do just one thing. I think I've realized that a while ago. We just recently played our first show live, the band, and it was nothing short of magical. And so we really want to push Ventura Lights really hard in the next few months, do more live shows. No question about that. But I want to keep doing covers. I want to do other stuff as well. I want to do some session work. I want to there's some really cool opportunities to play with. To do session work with other artists and maybe do like a quick 2 or 3 show little tours.
we should do a collaboration.
Oh, I like that.
Jam session.
A
like
three-way
that.
drum off.
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Drum melody.
I'm down.
Dude,
Okay.
that'd be so tight.
I have
so
to ask
down.
my favorite question to him because I feel like you listen to everything. You've done drum covers of like everything imaginable. But my favorite question is, what is like your guilty pleasure song? Like that one song or artist you have on your iPod that you're just like ashamed to admit you actually listen to and love.
I don't know if I'm ashamed. Like I'm not easily ashamed. So, but
Fair
like
enough.
the song that I listen to now, that if I tell people I listen to it, they might judge me a little bit. Is Goodness Gracious by Ellie Goulding.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
It's like the super like bubblegum poppy song, but it makes me feel things.
I like with
I just love it.
Ellie Goulding. I really love the song Starry Eyed.
Yeah,
That's a good.
Oh.
but the thing
Oh,
is,
yeah.
she makes
good song.
She makes good pop music, man. Like it's not like stupid pop music. She makes really
Yeah.
good pop music,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Really
Which is
good.
scarce.
What about you guys? Do you guys have your like guilty pleasure song?
What do you mean you?
I know
guys?
that sounds silly, but mine right now is Ellie Goulding and Foxes. That's like all I've been listening to for like 3 or 4 weeks, all day. All Ellie Goulding and Foxes.
Awesome. Anybody else?
They're probably looking through their phone right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. What am I willing to admit to?
All right, there's all my Miley Cyrus. There's all my One
Yeah.
Direction.
What about you, Shay? Have we ever asked you this question?
You asked me it last time, but you didn't know what song I was talking about.
Oh.
Which song was it?
It was Butterfly by Crazy Town.
Oh my gosh.
It's like old school.
That's old school. Wow.
But I also recently added Skater Boy back on
Oh.
my iPhone.
Those are the jams. I want to listen to them again.
That's like middle
time.
school.
Butterflies, that song goes like, come my lady, come my lady.
Okay, yeah.
You're my butterflies.
See?
There we go.
That still doesn't help me.
See, like,
Still
there's
lost.
the ashamedness now. There we
Now
go.
you're
Because
like,
I actually
oh,
know
no.
the lyrics to Butterfly. Awesome.
I'm sorry, that's just really funny.
I swear I know that.
Are you a
that
fan of Diane Ward?
So, first of all, it's hysterical how Americans pronounce their name. It's like the funniest thing in the world. to me.
Okay, tell me how it's.
Well, no, you're doing it like if you saw those letters and you read it in like American English, that's exactly how you would pronounce it.
Okay, how
But
do
in
you
Afri-
pronounce
Yeah,
it?
how do
Because
you pronounce it?
It's Afrikaans, right?
Yeah.
Those two words. So, die is actually die, which means the,
Yeah.
and antwoord is answer.
See, normally I say D. I say
answer?
D Antwoord.
It's like the answer is actually the,
answer.
name. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
But
there you
it's pronounced die antwoord.
I don't pronounce
bit
the
tricky.
Antwoord right.
But to answer your
antwoord.
question,
See, we don't have a cool accent like you, so we
Oh,
can't
I
pull
see.
it off.
I see.
Wait, D Antwoord?
Die antwoord. That's really good.
The Antwoord.
Oh, really?
Die antwoord.
Die
Well,
Antwoord.
thank you.
Next step is my last name, and we'll get to that. But to answer your question, not a big fan particularly. Yeah.
Shame.
I remember the day Adam told me about them. He's sitting there and
I'm a
he's
big
singing
fan.
the entire song that he knows.
Yeah.
And I'm
I'm a
like,
big fan.
what
Oh,
is this? And he's like, it's South African rave rap.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest thing.
Wait, is that the I Think You Think?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I just played that video for my mom. She flipped. She could not.
I
like,
showed him that when we went to Denver. I'm like, have you heard of this band? And I showed him the
Oh my
videos, and he's like,
gosh.
what am I watching? What am I listening
Have
to?
the guys on the phone? Have you guys heard about this band?
I Think You Think.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Oh my God,
I haven't.
they're phenomenal. If you have not looked them
That's,
up,
that's questionable, you guys.
That is.
I want to
Very
interject here.
It's quite
Please
scary,
look them up.
actually.
I will say the videos are definitely interesting.
they're
Yeah,
my
that
favorite
is true.
part.
My
They're
favorite thing is
favorite
like
part.
everything in the song is Afrikaans, and then she'll just cuss in English. And
Yeah.
that's it. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Well, I like how fast they all switch from just Afrikaans to
Yeah,
English.
yeah.
They're just like going on. Like I know some lyrics, and then others I'm just like.
Like
just
my favorite
mumbling.
one is she's
That
like
was my
rapping.
favorite like version of Afrikaans I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
dude,
You
that
just
was
kind of
flawless.
stick your tongue out.
But like he showed me this video and she's like going off in Afrikaans and then she goes, sexy little kitty go meow and then goes back to it. Like, what is this? Like, what is
But the
this?
funny thing is,
Yeah,
it's
we've
like-
been trying to get Cobus to put some Afrikaans rap.
I'm gonna do it.
on the next album
That's
because
a-
I know he's got some skills and
It's
he's
gonna
just
happen.
not telling you guys.
That's right, player. It's gonna happen. You better be ready. But actually, in South Africa, Afrikaans people, that's like kind of how we speak. We there's a lot of English. There's even some Xhosa in our language. It's like it's very multicultural. in
It's
South
just
Africa.
everything.
It
is just
reminds me
going
of like
on.
when you
Really
go to the
cool.
grocery store and there's that one mom that's speaking Spanish trying to like, take care of her kid and then she'll say like one sentence in English. And you're like, oh, okay, that's what you're talking about.
It's kind of like how they speak Spanglish. Like it goes
Spanglish.
back
Yeah.
and forth all the time.
We do exactly the same thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so.
What is
cool.
that? What is that one called?
Yeah, how would you?
What do you mean?
like
it's
Spanish to
Spanglish.
English.
Oh, we don't have a-
American.
we don't have a word for it though. That's a good question.
American.
But American's not a language. It doesn't make any sense.
These are just subtle details, okay?
Yeah. There's no. England
That
was
was
the
a
one who
flaw.
colonized it, so it would have to be English related.
That was like totally a flaw on my part.
Is the
England?
Afrikanglish.
No, it's
Afrikanglish.
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 Oh, I
that.
like that. I like that.
We just coined it.
TM,
First time ever.
TM right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got it. This in this studio and wherever they are.
Where do
Worldwide.
where do you guys all live? We never really asked that question. Where did you guys all come from? Because you came from all over the country, right?
So I'll start. I'm originally from South Africa, but I've been living in LA for the past 3 years or so. And maybe the rest of the guys, you can interject where you're from.
Yeah, Justin here. So I was born in Florida, moved
What
to
part?
Mississippi at a young age, graduated college there, went to Georgia, and now I'm back in Florida.
What part of Florida?
Kind of all over the southeast. I'm in Lakeland, Florida, which is like right between Tampa and Orlando.
Okay, that's cool.
See, Adam's from Florida, so he always asks people, and if they're not from his hometown, then he's like, oh, fine.
Yeah, it's whatever.
I saw the disappointment on his face.
Yeah.
No,
I'm from Key West, so.
Oh.
Sweet.
Yeah, the thing is I find out the more I tell people that, the more people don't like Key West.
Oh, you're from there.
Yeah, you're from Key West? I'm like,
sorry.
Whatever. What about the other guys? You guys
so
still there?
South Africa, Florida.
BJ here. I was born in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and then when I was like 9 or 10, we moved to Indiana, which, no offense to Indiana people, but I was not a fan ever. I always wanted to move back. I actually had a job offer in the Nashville area, so actually downtown Nashville. So we recently, like within the last 2 or 3 months, moved back, and I live just south of Nashville. I love it. It's awesome.
Nashville is amazing. Love it there.
It is amazing. I feel like I'm home, finally.
Aw.
Cool.
Okay. Where else? Where else are you guys from?
I think we have 2 more.
Two more?
Right?
Yeah.
Are they still there?
Bear and Evan.
Go there.
See, awkwardness. I told you guys.
Well, no one wants to talk because I think they're going to speak over each other.
Totally. That's how it works.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to be polite. This is Bear. I have been living in North Carolina, just different parts of it for my entire life.
Very cool.
Awesome.
One more left.
Evan. It's all yours. No one else is going to talk.
This is Evan. I'm originally from South Carolina and moved to Georgia in 2000. And yeah, I've lived throughout different regions of Georgia, but now I live in Macon, Georgia.
Very cool. A lot of Southern. A lot of Southern.
The South is amazing. I was there like, when was it? 2 weeks ago with the band when we did our first show. First time in the South. Oh my goodness. Definitely not the last time. Love it.
Awesome. Do you want to play another song?
Sure.
What do we got?
Next up is Breaking Out by Ventura Lights.
All right.
Ooh. Cool.
Ventura Lights is the artist? What?
I know, right?
Not like that.
Self-contained
Hey, Adam has a very important question for you.
Awesome. Hit me.
I forgot my question.
Involve cheese.
Oh yeah, got it. Thank you. What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Stinky old cheese.
Really?
The stinkier the better, man. Like blue cheese or like brie or like a really mature cheddar.
Why?
That's
so
good.
Have you heard of Old Amsterdam?
No, I haven't.
It is cheddar, but ridiculously aged.
But
it is,
it's
a variation of cheddar, but really old.
I'm a fan immediately.
I forget where, but somewhere like in this general like Hollywood area, there is a store dedicated just for cheese.
Is it called Heaven? That sounds amazing.
Do
dude.
they have bacon there as well?
And
Nutella. Those three things.
It'd be
right?
funny.
Yeah.
It'd be funny
They
to do
will-
like
they
a
don't-
bacon store right next to it, then a Nutella store.
They don't.
They actually have a Nutella store.
They
no
don't
joke.
mix it all, but those are like the 3 addicted things
Yes.
that people have.
But you have
Is
to mix with their
bacon,
own crackers though.
Old cheese.
Whoa. Pistachios. You can't ever just have one pistachio. You have to eat like 20 pistachios.
But yeah, I had a friend over last night, and he literally ate half a bowl of pistachios because you just kind of sit there and.
I bought. I don't know what pistachios. What did I buy? Some nuts from Trader Joe's, but they look like beans. They're like bean shaped.
Oh, cashews?
I think it's cashews. Yeah. And I looked at the back and it said serving size quarter of a cup.
Oh, it's like,
kidding me?
like
Who
you
has a quarter of a cup?
Get Frosted Flakes. All right, 1 teaspoon of Frosted Flakes, even though that's not how they're measured, but you know what I mean?
Oh no, it'd be like individual
Yeah,
flakes with a lot of things. It would be like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, 20 Frosted Flakes is a serving. And
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah, exactly. They're like a quarter of a cup, and it's like 16 servings per packet. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 3 servings max. Seriously.
So I also asked you this on break. What's your favorite cover that you've done? Because you've done so many different styles and genres
Yeah.
and everything over since 2007.
It's like asking I always say this. It's like asking a parent, who's your favorite child?
But they always have one.
But you never answer it though. That's the rule. You're not allowed to answer.
So, Mom, who is it? Me or the 12-year-old?
Oh gosh, no, it's really difficult. I would say, yeah, it's really difficult, almost impossible to answer. But I would say, like, if I had to choose,
A close call.
a
Very
close
call.
close call would be one of the newest ones, one of the 5 newest ones that I did, just because it's like the freshest in my
Yeah.
brain. And I would say, "Nod Your Head" by Will Smith. It
Why?
was so much fun.
Well, you also have to get creative after a while. Like, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
what song haven't I done?
But the thing is, I like doing like the song that surprises people, like and I feel like Nod Your Head did that. Now the why is because it's like pocket, man. Like I feel like I've really had to work on my pocket lately, and that song just like really, like it has so much space for just like doing the stank face. I know, not just the radio, people might see the stank face, but they're like doing the stank face and like really getting into the groove and making it feel good. Some chops, but just like the pocket is like, what's up?
Well, I know we have a few more chat room questions before we.
yeah, I remember some of them. It kind of blew up because BJ's in there hanging out with them, and I think
Oh,
that's
BJ.
I think that's even cooler than asking questions.
BJ's flooding the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if the rest of the band members knew, but you guys are now going on tour to Ireland and Germany.
Oh,
So,
I'm down.
surprise.
but Silas Eisenman asked, "What artist would you want to collaborate with?"
Oh gosh, maybe everybody in the band should answer this. This would be interesting.
Because you all kind of have different styles. as
Very
well.
different, yeah.
Let's get an order down so no one like doesn't talk.
Okay for longer than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Avoid those awkward silences. I'll just if you're done talking, maybe just nominate the next person.
Yeah.
So I'll go. Artist that I would love to collaborate with. I think Tom DeLonge would be like top of the list. Because I'm such a big Blink fan. Woo! Angels and Airwaves.
You good, Taylor?
Angels and Airwaves is so high on the list too. So
He's
amazing.
hyped up.
This is so cool.
So if anybody who knows Tom is listening and you can make that happen, I will give you eternal hugs for life. It would be amazing.
And cheese.
And cheese. Oh my gosh, and drum lessons.
Drum lessons.
Evan, you go.
Work on it, Taylor.
I have 3. First would be Sting. Second would be David Gray, and third would be Glenn Hansard.
All right, cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
Awesome.
And
Who's
and
next?
I promote BJ for the next answer.
Oh man. first would be Bono, and I kind of hesitate to say that because I'm sure I would just like retract into a shell of nothingness and just sit there in the fetal position while he sat next to me.
That's sort of how I feel right now.
Yeah. I'd say Bono. I'd say Jared Leto if he wasn't Jared Leto. I mean, I would really like to work with him, but I think
he's one Pretty Woman.
I don't know. Well, I think he's just really particular, and so I probably wouldn't fit his criteria for people to work with.
Yeah.
But I love Zed. Zed is a guilty pleasure of mine, so I'd love to work with Zed.
He's fantastic.
Justin, go.
I would definitely pick Lacey Sturm, who was formerly of Flyleaf.
Yeah.
She is an amazing vocalist.
Yeah.
And she's one of those people, like, even as she's talking, like, even just her speaking voice is amazing. So that would be my pick.
Cool.
Anyone else?
I'm next.
And then the last one, Bear. There's only one more, I think.
Yep, I would pick Need to Breathe. They are pretty much, they've become far and away my favorite band, and their music just never gets old to me.
Awesome.
You know what I was just thinking about? I would love to hear you work with Lindsey Sterling. I know that like sounds like a really weird combination.
You know what's crazy? Like a few people have told me that, and then I've actually done like at various points in my life, which is crazy. Randomly, I've done like stuff with violinists before, like sets with violinists.
But she's rad. She's awesome.
I would love to do that.
I have a question. How in the world do you get like hooked up with other YouTube artists? Like,
it's weird.
How do you message them via YouTube, or do you just like stalk their profiles until you find an email?
Or is there a partner thing, like
just
the
comment
YouTube
on all your
partners?
comment on all their videos and say I love you and I want to work with you.
This is Cobus. Talk to me.
You know, it's cool though. Like social media has like really become conducive to collaboration. So they make it easy. So like on Twitter, if somebody with more than 20,000 or 30,000 followers just tweets me, it gives me a notification. So then clearly you can see, it's interesting how that works. Like you can immediately see Tyler Ward or whatever.
So it's already discriminating against me.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh.
I only have...
Just get the followers, Adam.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it makes it easy. It makes it easy. So like if you want to work with somebody, you just tweet them more often than not, and then they go.
Cool, yeah.
And then you just follow each other, exchange email addresses, and then you're BFFs.
Boom.
Tyler Ward is awesome, by the way.
He's my roommate.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm playing 2 shows with him in early October. I'm so excited.
This is such a small world. Like Shay and I are making contact about this. We'll talk about this after the show. This is so trippy.
Yeah,
okay.
we just got a place together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
cool.
By the way, I'm gonna move out pretty soon, so.
So if you need a third roommate,
We unfortunately have 3 people already. Unfortunately,
I'll just sleep on the couch. So has your band? How many shows have you guys played as a band so far?
One.
Yeah. One
show.
Where was it?
One amazing show.
One amazing show. It was very recently. When was it? Like a week ago? 10 days ago? In Montgomery, Alabama. And because the thing is, because we live in different parts of the country, it's really expensive to get together.
Yeah.
Which has been super difficult. So and just to rehearse and like play shows and stuff has been really difficult. So we've and the guys have jobs. We can't just like drop everything and do a tour, like it's just not smart. So we really wanted to be wise about it, so we just like we took the leap, took the jump, invested some money, did the show, and it was amazing.
How was the turnout?
It was like a small, I think they call it a soft gig, where it's not like you don't really push for 100 people, but you just want to do a show to see what'll happen. So it was like a bar gig. I'm very bad at guessing numbers, but it wasn't
they're
like
good for practice though. They're good to like see what people think.
it was
and try new
amazing, and we got
stuff
such good feedback. Yeah, we got such amazing feedback afterwards, and like Justin said, it was nothing short of magical. It was amazing.
Awesome. Do you have any other chat room questions as well?
The last one was from Patrick McHugh, and he wanted to ask, what was it like making the music? Because it seems like you guys come from very different backgrounds, like geographically and musically.
Yeah. Cool. I feel like I'm talking too much again, so maybe I'll give a quick answer, and then maybe like 2 of the guys in the band who want to just interject. The first 2 people who interject after I've spoken, you can give your. I think you should, because otherwise it's just my voice. But it was interesting. There was definitely like a very healthy tension where like I used this analogy while we recorded. It felt like a web, and it felt like there were like so many different points on the web that had made like a big web, because like everybody was putting from a different angle. Instead of everybody just going in like the same direction, then I feel like it's not as diverse, you know. So it created like a really healthy tension, and I think it created a much more diverse album than just like a straightforward radio rock album. And it was like Evan, he's got like a kind of a bluesy, jazzy, funky kind of background, so he's not the stock rock bassist that, you know, like he thinks totally differently about things, and that gave it such a cool, the rhythm section especially, such a cool vibe. BJ is like kind of alternative rock-ish, like he thinks a little bit more ambient sometimes, so it created like really atmospheric pads and stuff, and like everybody brought something special, and I think it created, the cool thing is like it really created like a Ventura Light sound, which I think is like a unique sound, which we're especially very excited to explore a little bit more in the second album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A little foreshadowing. Some hinting.
We'll see.
Wink, wink.
So, anybody else from the band wanna interject?
Yeah, I would just add, like, I could not believe how well it came together when we came together. Like like you said, I mean, it was just a huge web, but it kind of forced us to figure out where the boundaries were, like how far out in this genre could we go, you know, before it's just like, oh, that's too much. But I think having all the band members have the same kind of respect for music in a genre that's outside of their comfort zone made a ton of difference. And just all around awesome personalities. I think that really helped. So.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for coming
Well,
on.
I have a quick question, really quick.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
All right.
I was just thinking, like, when he answered that question, you're like, how far can we push this genre? How exactly would you describe the genre of music you guys are making?
Oh man, like, is it just me, or is that like the most annoying question? No offense, none intended. No, but
hey, mind him, he's from Key West, okay? Just like
maybe annoying is the wrong word, but it's
I don't even need a roommate anyway.
Dude, we've got like a nice couch and everything. Because it's so difficult to answer.
Yeah.
So I feel like other people should say that. Like, it's difficult for the band to say that. Like, I would say, yo, anybody in the band wanna help out?
Well, I would say from a rhythm section perspective, even the live show we played in Montgomery, when Cobus and I were playing parts on by the end of the night, we were actually changing the pocket of the tunes, and we were almost making the muscles flex a bit and expand and contract. And then just he and I having time to jam and play, I would say that I'm already seeing the rhythmic / melodic tendencies of the rhythm section already moving in multiple directions.
Yeah.
So I can only say it's going to get more interesting. And for some fans who expect a certain thing, they might not enjoy it so much. But for the fans who just want anything and everything that's created, they're gonna love it. You know, it's gonna be an all-in kind of thing.
I think the live show especially showed that it breathes and it lives, and it's not everything isn't locked to the grid. Everything isn't a constant. Like, some things are definitely variables. We kind of improvised. We had some jams. We changed like kick patterns, and we found some really cool stuff because we've only had a month together. You know, so like we're still exploring that. So that was amazing. And I think if you want to like pin it down to genre, I would say like rock. Hard rock, maybe, like mainstream rock, some songs, alternative rock, some songs.
Just rock.
Yeah, I think if you want to really call it something, I would feel really comfortable with just calling it like
rock and roll.
Rock and roll, man. Modern, let's say modern rock. Modern rock.
Hey, I like that.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for all coming on. We're unfortunately out of time. I know we could ask questions for 1,000 hours because...
More.
More. Well, if you're his roommate, then obviously you can ask.
Oh, subtle hints.
You'll never get away from me.
But before we go, I want to get everyone's social media website so people can find you guys and check you out and your music and all that fun stuff.
Awesome. So for me, just search my name, Cobus. Just Google it. nobody else almost in the world has my name. Which
you
is
can
good.
you can search anywhere and his videos will pop up.
It's like my parents knew.
Yeah.
Let's just give him a name that nobody else has.
Just go to YouTube, type CO, and it'll be right there.
Just type the first letter and it pops up.
And it's like, just usually my social media stuff is close to the top, and the band is just Ventura Lights, and the same goes for Facebook. It's facebook.com/Ventura Lights, twitter.com/Ventura Lights. Same thing, just Google us. Check out our music video for Superheroes. That's on YouTube. That would be a good introduction.
Are you
to
guys
the
on
band.
iTunes?
We are.
Sweet.
Cool.
Debut album called Way Up Here is on iTunes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We're actually going to lead out the show with Superheroes, but
Awesome.
Thank you guys again. We would love to keep in touch and let us know when you have new music coming out.
For
We'll bring
sure.
you guys back in, and maybe you all can be here in the studio
Oh, that would be
together.
amazing. That would be amazing.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you guys so much for
Definitely.
having us.
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
It's been incredible.
Well, I'm Lauren Dair Owens,
I'm Adam Lusk.
My name is Taylor Reyes.
and this has been The Music Project, and this is Superheroes by Ventura Lights.